Welcome to the Ramblecast After Dark, the RCAD. Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
We have no Chris, so there is no Nick.
All right, fuck it. I'm out. See ya.
Okay, I know I have a drink, but I think I see Chris in front of me. I could be wrong.
Good evening, everybody.
To be fair, I was sipping on the beer, talking to
Chris.
Chris before we began about
true.
Jury duty. So
yeah, I'm performing my civil obligation. I was summoned for jury duty. I went in yesterday, and I got selected to be
what kind of case is it?
It is a. I can't talk about the case, obviously, because that would be against everything. I'll talk about it until I'm blue in the face when the case is over. But it is a civil case that has spawned from a criminal case.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, but
it's fucking stupid.
Are you gonna be the one person, because like every sitcom in history has done the one where 11 people want to convict and one doesn't?
Yeah, you know what? Here, I'll be honest with you. Like, and I'm not gonna share anything about the trial yet, I promise. But like, I was just mentioning this before we hit record. It's a painful case to sit through, because the plaintiff has a pretty like big stretch goal of what they're trying to get out of this case, I guess you could say. And their lawyer, like got their law education on fucking TikTok. Like it's actually embarrassing to watch this the plaintiff's lawyer. She's unbelievably terrible. Like the judge is like I'm hearing jurors behind me like scoffing, like, what the fuck? And like the defense lawyer is just like, you gotta be shitting me. And she's like, the defense lawyer is actually like coaching the prosecutorial lawyer, and she's just like shaking her head the entire time. Yeah, it's a fucking terrible representation, I gotta say.
And that doesn't bode well for her the case.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
And you can't get by how bad the attorney is.
It's fucking laughable. Like I just like made eye contact with a couple of people in the courtroom, and everyone's just like.
So it's not like Law and Order where they're both competent.
Well, no, the defense lawyer is like on her shit.
Yeah, I'm saying, but usually any Law and Order I've seen, at least both lawyers are competent.
I mean, to be fair, in any like legal proceeding I've ever seen, whether it be on TV or on court TV, we know, like, I've never seen a stupid lawyer before.
Well, to be fair, in Law and Order though, when they're grilling the person who committed the murder, you think the lawyer would say objection, because they get to the point where they push them and push them and push them, then they go, all right, I did it. I did it. Which would never, I can't. I'd be like, I didn't do it.
No, it's laughable. It is laughable.
Anyway, that's cool. You're doing your civil duty. That's great.
Yeah. So
you didn't do it
there yesterday. There today, tomorrow, and I think on Monday as well.
You didn't, Jay never watched Modern Family, but he tried to get out of jury duty by saying, I'm a racist. But then he saw Terry Bradshaw was on the jury, and he goes, oh, I want to do it. I want to do it.
And then he tries to cozy up with Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah, Terry Bradshaw just,
he
ended up getting kicked off the jury.
I think what he did is he said, boy, failure to launch. That was just
yeah.
And he was like, what? That was my best work or something. I don't know.
Yeah. He goes, I didn't mean that. Terry, we're friends.
He's like, I like that or something. But
anyway, that's my story.
I broke up my fine china.
Oh, bitch.
Again.
Bitch.
Fine china, bitch. Throwback to last episode. I didn't just call him a bitch for
part 2, because our last episode hasn't even dropped yet. So
I forgot to tell her.
Oh,
so yeah, you podcasted with her, and you're just like, okay.
Well, we were running.
RCAD can
it's a long.
itself.
We were supposed to start I
get it.
8, but we had to push it back because there was a problem with homework, and
We're basically the three stupid guys of this network now. I get it.
Yeah, I know.
Mhm.
Three stupid guys always got it. But it's funny. It's Cindy goes, I said, well, they haven't posted it. She goes, why don't you post it? Because I know how to post them. I go, yeah, I guess I could do that.
Well, that's a good question, Cindy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't know it wasn't posted.
Well, this episode's coming to you from way in the future, or
Yes.
the past.
It's fine because you know what?
Past.
We're going to be taking
Past.
next week off due to the Halloween
That's
and
true.
what have you. So, and then we'll be back for the true horror show, which is the post-election coverage. So
Oh
we'll be
God,
here for that. So I voted today. So
good for you, bud.
got my little sticker.
Cindy and I
So-
keep talking about doing early voting. I go, can I just skip who I vote for president? Because I don't want either one.
You don't have to vote. You don't have to
No,
vote.
no,
for
I
anyone.
have to vote. If Chris can do jury duty, I at least I do is vote.
It's a fun story. I'll have to send you guys some pictures after. Like my phone is actually being used right now for the podcast. But this past weekend, I went to a birthday party at a friend's house, and it was an 80s themed costume party for her birthday. So my wife Amanda went as like a 90s or late 80s, early 90s like hip hop star, as like a full tracksuit with like a gold chain and wife beater and bucket cap with a whole nine. And I went as an 80s rock star. So I had the full on 80s hair wig, aviators, silver, chains hanging around my neck with like skull rings, and I had these sleeve tattoo armband things I put on, and I got this shirt from the TikTok shop.
Wait, sleeve tattoos were in the 80s?
Well, no, they were tattoos, but it was like a sleeve tattoo.
Yeah, I know, but was that a thing in the 80s?
Sure. So the
just
Just let him tell his story.
You're like someone's wife. Hey man, you're wrong. Now,
hold on. I never said you're wrong. I just said, was that a thing?
Anyways, so I also got this T-shirt off the TikTok shop, and it's a pretty cool T-shirt. And sorry for that pissing you off if you don't believe in my same political point of view. I don't fucking care. But I got a T-shirt that it kind of replicates the Metallica and Justice for All album cover.
Okay.
But in the same text, it doesn't say Metallica. It says Kamala up top, and it says equality for all. And it's like a fucking ripping shirt. It's awesome. I think it's fucking funny.
That sounds cool.
And I wore it to this party, and fuck. I didn't realize that half the party I was going to was a bunch of fucking hardcore MAGA heads.
Wow.
In Massachusetts?
Oh yeah, there are some here, and
Okay.
I will say the MAGA folks in Massachusetts are pretty unhinged because they have got nothing to lose because he's never going to win Massachusetts, so they just
never.
go balls to the wall with their.
It's kind of like
support.
it's kind of like Democrats in Indiana. We're just kind of like, hey,
Even
we're
with
snowball in hell.
Yeah.
Robert Kennedy.
So back to my
supporting
story. Don't diverge.
Thank you.
So
Cheers.
I'm wearing this fucking shirt, and people come up to me like immediately, like this girl who I've known, this like woman I should say I've known for probably about 15 to 20 years, did not know that she was a fucking diehard Trump supporter, and
You didn't know, right?
I had no idea.
Okay, I was going to say, how did she
and
not
she
know?
came up to me and she's like, I think we agree to disagree. I go, I didn't fucking say shit. I didn't, and like that was her opening line. Granted, she's fucked up, but she's like, I think we'll have to agree to disagree. And I'm like, fuck you. And she's like, I think she's an idiot. I go, well, I go, what did she say? She goes, I think she's an idiot. I go, well, she goes, well, to each their own. I go, well, I choose not to be an anti-Semite. So yeah, I guess to each their own. And it was like a fucking record scratch, even though there wasn't one playing out in the backyard of this party, and everyone stopped. And
This is a
looked
party
over
for
at us.
fun, right? It's a
Yeah.
fun party.
But it pissed me off. Like I was just like, at that point, she just came after me,
Hold
And
on.
I-
You think she would have been more upset about the sleeves?
So I feel like this is the
The
Fonzie
sleeve
jump the shark.
tattoos.
But like I'm sitting there, I'm just like, what the fuck? Like what? I honest to God, I did not like get that shirt to be like I wasn't trying to poke the bear at all. It
Right.
wasn't like I wasn't trying to make a
You just
scene.
thought you thought it was funny.
And
I
you
thought
were
it was-
on theme.
And I was on theme. I thought it looked cool. I was like, oh, it's very tongue in cheek. That's kind of fun, right? And I had zero perspective about the idea that there would be people who are on the other side of the spectrum, politically at this party. And it fucking threw me away. It threw me for a loop at first. I was like, Jesus Christ! I'm getting like ugly eyeballs from a good dozen people in this party right now.
And they're people you know, right?
Well, so it was a birthday party for a very good friend of mine, and she has like we all, as we all do, we have different groups of friends from our home friends, college friends, these group of friends, blah blah yada yada. So this girl I know for a very long time, we're very very close. This was like a party that included a lot of her friends from high school that I don't really know. Hung out with, sure, a couple times here and there over the last 20 years or so, but like didn't really know them very very well. But yeah. It was really odd. And then I got a couple of text messages the next day from another dude that was at that party who we're actually kind of like we're friends ish. Like we're not like close.
Well, he has your number.
Yeah. So like we're more acquaintances than the other lot of people that I was kind of like flummoxed by. And he's like, hey, so it appears that you and I have very different views upon this country and the world at the moment. Blah blah blah. Let's get together and have a beer. I'd love to see where you're coming from, and maybe you can learn something from me, and I can learn something from you. And I was like, positive discourse. This is pretty fucking cool.
That's the way. That's how it used to be.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Nice.
Well,
but yeah, so maybe I'll be
there's-
having that conversation soon.
As somebody in the chat said, there's one person that has agreed to work with the GOP, and then there's another person that wants generals to obey him like Hitler. So, hey, make your own mind up. It's your choice, it's your voice, but damn, if education isn't really working for America right now.
I don't get upset over it either. I'm just not. I'm independent now, so I just float. I just flow with every direction I want to go. But
you're bi.
When I was exactly, well, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But when I was, I'm sure we were all told, the
you're politically trained.
Hey, you need to do harder there, work harder, because someday you could be president. And we all knew that was full of shit, right? We knew we were never going to be president.
Right.
But I think Trump has proved, and I think if Harris gets elected, has proved that yes, anybody can be president. I just think it's crazy, but I sit there and just go, come on, this country has 350 million people. We can't do better.
I'm not sure what yeah. Anyway.
Again, I
make up your mind.
If you're voting for this guy,
you can vote for a rapist, or you can vote for somebody that has prosecuted rapists. Hey, make up your mind. Which side do you want to be on?
I get it, but again, it's just I'm from a middle class family. Can I be president?
Sure.
It's just vice president potentially.
I don't know if I want to be vice president.
I mean, Tim.
Yeah, I don't.
He's your average guy. He's the only guy in fucking national politics that doesn't have stocks, which is fucking incredible.
Not yet.
Anywho,
not yet.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
Give him time. I just, like I said, it's just like there's one I'm definitely not voting for, and the other one I'd go, I guess.
Hey,
there's one. I won't say who it is, but there's one.
As long as a vast majority of people in this country feel the same way as you do, I think we'll be all right.
There's one I've never voted for. I won't say who it is.
Sure.
I don't want to start a war. And there's one I go
Donald Trump. Sorry, I'll say it. Don't give a shit.
And there's one that I could have worked for Donald Trump years ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've told the story.
Hopefully, he would have gotten paid. So.
Yeah, I hope so. But anyway, it's just, to me, I can't wait for I think did we talk about this before? Or did I talk about someone else? I said Bill Maher said something a while back where he said the election should be 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
None of this 3-4 years crap where you got these stupid rallies everywhere and all this different crap. And I'm like going, where it's just a waste of fucking money and all this different crap. And you see all these stupid. I still remember, was it the last election? I'm in line. It was someone from the Green Party had something. I go, what do you do?
I like
with
Green
the
Day.
I go, what do you do with the signs when you're done with them?
Right.
They go, what? And I go, the election signs.
Mm.
What do you do with them? I go, do you recycle them? Because there's the metal thing and there's paper, or is it just thrown into a landfill And they looked at me and go, I go, because I think it's a waste of money. I don't know anybody who has voted, except for maybe the local elections, because you don't know everybody that's going on. But a general election like this for president,
Sure.
it's two choices, right?
Right.
Why do we need signs everywhere?
Oh, I know.
Trump, Harris, Trump, Harris.
Oh, God.
It's like such a waste of, first, it's a waste
And
of
you know
money.
what? It really fucks up the fall, because the fall could be a really beautiful season if we didn't have all
Exactly.
of these fucking signs.
I
and-
think they should be honest with you. I think they should, and I know people make a lot of money on the
Mhm.
signs.
right.
It should be illegal. If we're really for the environment, let's stop this.
Hey,
And again,
I am with you for some draconian measures on the environment.
Yeah.
I'm here with
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
I think all of these Amazon packages that we get, all of these boxes, we should have like a local city place where hey, here, put all of your boxes into this one giant tub. Amazon comes by, picks it up. Maybe it's the back. Maybe it's the back of a semi truck. It could be
and
as
also-
simple as that.
and
you
also
throw it in
if,
there,
if
They
say
pick it up daily.
say I ordered this in Amazon and I get
Mm-hmm.
a 24 by 24 by 24 box on my front door. I'm sold. I use
Sure.
it in the mailbox, etc. So
Jack is holding up a vibrator. by the
a
way.
small vibrator that doesn't need a huge fucking box. How often do I go? I'll go over to my wife. I go, because she never goes, "What did you order?" Because I didn't order anything. But she goes, she goes, "Why is that box so big?" I go, "I have no idea. They just throw this tiny item inside this big box."
Yeah. Lazy.
Anyway, I'm done with the signs. They spend way too much. You could be feeding homeless people and other things with all the money that's spent. I mean, what happened to
on
campaign?
advertising.
You don't even hear campaign.
Sure.
It's not even a topic anymore. Campaign
Mhm.
finance reform. Well, screw that. We're going to
Sure.
spend multiple billions of dollars.
Or you
trying to
could
get
have
this person in.
billionaires having lotteries for $1 million tickets. You know, it's
Yeah,
fucked up.
I get it.
Fucked up.
I take the $1 million.
Sh-
Turn it down. I wouldn't turn it down. Fuck it.
Sure, yeah, you know, you don't know who I'm voting for.
Anyway, I'm
There
just
is-
I'm
there
just
is-
sick of the whole election process.
Sure. There is one thing though that even though it is like a struggle, it's strife, there's one thing that we can get together on, I think, just as a podcast, and that is this show. Right. fucking here.
Hey.
I'm playing the Ace of Spades right now. I'm
All
playing
right.
the
So
Jack of Hearts.
for those listening at home, which is 98% of you, we have a picture of the movie poster, if you will, or the advertisement for the Stars original Heels
Heels.
that I've been talking about for the last couple.
You
of
had
years.
to put, and I did look for it.
Chris has sucked me into this show. I decided, okay, over the weekend, I was like, you know what? You know, I'm gonna either Jack or Chris. I'm gonna either do Dark Winds or Heels. Put on an
Oh, so
episode.
you chose Chris.
He did.
I did. Well, to be fair, he watched Rings of Power. Okay.
I
And
finished it today too.
we can chat about that in a
I've
bit
watched
here.
a lot of your stupid shows.
You did, and you watched
fun.
Detroiters too, and I appreciate. And by the way, Detroiters is also now on Netflix. So for those that I've recommended that, show,
Nice. I got
it's
to
on
finish it.
Netflix. But Heels is on
It's
Netflix.
very funny.
Heels is on Netflix. I jumped into this show. I thought, even after the first episode, I was like, am I gonna like this? Like, I don't know where some of these things are headed, you know, because I'm not really a wrestling guy, right? Like, it's not really
Can I ask Chris a
typically.
question? Does the title Heels, what does that have to do with wrestling? Because I don't know. wrestling.
So in professional wrestling, there are two different types of wrestlers, or two different subgroups. Babyface, which is kind of like the good guy,
Okay.
and then the
oh,
heels.
the heel.
are the
Okay,
bad
I
guy.
got it. Because I'm thinking high heels.
Babyface or face, as they sometimes will call. Yeah. So and just like you're any sports thing, you're learning stuff as you're watching it, but there's all of this family trauma that's kind of unfolding, and I don't want to give too much away because I want to encourage others to watch this show. I know Chris has talked about it before. He's got us to
Super
watch.
fan of it.
Yeah. And I can see why. I like the characters. I want to see where they're going. I can't wait for more, I like the struggle.
Did you finish it?
I did. Oh no. I'm sorry. I'm on the third episode of season 2.
Okay.
So, but I
And
see.
how many,
Oh,
how many
okay.
episodes? How many episodes a season?
There's only 8.
8 or so.
Oh, really?
There's only 8 episodes a season, so this is something that theoretically, you could binge in a week or 2.
They're like 40-minute episodes.
They are 50-minute. They're some solid kind of stars level, like an HBO Max kind of level show. The actor, I think this was the other thing too. I like Stephen Amell from
Who is
Arrow.
who I will always respect for bashing Spanos.
And so that was another reason why I think I kind of jumped into the shows, is because I was like, oh, I really, I'll give this a shot because I like this guy. I didn't realize this other actor, Alexander. Yeah, I didn't realize that that's who that was until I'm like, halfway
I never finished
through,
Vikings, but
through a couple episodes there. And
spoiler alert.
he is really great as Ace of Spades. Ace.
He's also in the movie. That's why Chris has Ace of Spades. He's also in the remake of, was it Pearl Harbor? Not Pearl Harbor. Midway.
Mm.
He's also in the remake of Midway.
Remake's
not as good as the original, but I went to go. I said, okay, I'm gonna go watch Heels. Chris has suggested I'm gonna watch it, and then I went on Netflix and I said, oh, Logmire. I always meant to watch a lot. So
Squirrel.
I kind of got, seriously, I got distracted, kind of forgot what I was doing. And so I said, oh, I'm gonna start, because I watched Cindy and I watched the first episode when it first came out, and she didn't like it. So we stopped watching it, and then I'm watching the pilot. I go, I don't remember half of this. So I watch, I go, oh, this is really good. And another problem I had is she was watching a show on Netflix. What show was it? And we can't watch the same. We can't. We don't have even though we're paying $20 now or whatever.
Was it the that comedy that I'd mentioned the other week? Or she probably
no, she had finished that. She was watching Lincoln Lawyer or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's the new show.
TV show, the series.
Yeah, it's a new.
And
new
I was like going,
Netflix.
I go, are you on Netflix? She goes, yeah. I go, so I kept watching Cheers.
So before we forget about Heels, I just want to
we're going to talk about Heels still.
Matt, you were texting me the other day, and I was getting genuinely excited for you and that fact that you were watching it, and you actually said something in the text that I was like, he fucking nailed it. The show literally has everything you want in a TV show.
Does it have sex?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right, I'm in.
Yeah, but
it has nudity.
It has it literally has everything you would ever want from a drama. It's so well done. The acting is really good.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those things
compelling as shit.
I think it's one of those things that because it's wrestling, you think, oh, what is this going to be like? I mean, I've seen Glow. I liked Glow, but this is different. This is a different. It is kind of like Friday Night Lights in that way, where it's a very hometown.
Is it filmed like Friday? I think I asked this before.
Kind of.
Sticky camera.
I don't. I mean, definitely maybe some of the
camera. No.
Yeah, maybe I don't know if like the action sequences when they're in the ring, maybe, but all of that stuff is done really well, and
it's the
physicality of it.
Yeah,
like some of the flips and things that they do in the ring and the drama that they bring to it is really.
And the story is fucking awesome. It's crazy good.
I want to mention a moment here to Chris.
All right, I'm gonna watch it.
I want to mention a moment here to Chris. Jack, you can take your earbuds out if you think this is spoiler or whatever. But there's a moment where Ace is jumping off of the ring, and it's flashing between him and his dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Like that moment was just so good.
His dad was flashing, is what you're saying?
And the end of season 1, I finished it one night, and it was kind of one of those wow, that was really good. I kind of just want to sit with that for a moment, like I don't want to. And I knew the next episode, I had seen the warning, oh, this contains suicide. So there is some kind of there is a couple moments that they deal with a suicide.
traumatic.
So
I'll be
very
honest with you,
traumatic.
because Chris
So-
had said that. That's another reason why I decided to put it on hold. I was late at night. I go,
Mm.
I don't want to be depressed when I go to sleep.
They definitely let you know when it's gonna come though.
Right.
I know it's still a subject where it's like it's not a subject, and
I'll just say that they don't jump out of the gate showing you that.
okay, all right,
So you get
So
you get warning before.
Okay. all right.
Now-
I'm putting Logmire on hold,
Now
and I'll watch Heels.
I had seen reviews because I'm just like when I watch a show, sometimes I'll be on IMDb looking for trivia or just looking at the different actors and what they've done. And like the first episode of season 2, like people were panning it on IMDb because of these flashbacks, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like these
is
flashbacks is like this is the character. This is the character development right here. You get to see
Cindy hates the flashbacks.
A to B. It's like it gives this person motivation, and it also fills in that gap of like why are they acting this way? So
Right.
Cindy's one of those people that hates the flashback. She goes, "Just give me the." I go, but I always argue with her. I go, it adds to the story. Like I said, Lost would not have been as good without the flashbacks the first 3 years, because you learned the characters.
If you didn't have the flashback,
Locke was a fuck up from day one. He was always going to be a fuck up.
If you don't have the episode with the walkabout, like the wheelchair moment, like you don't have that moment of reveal.
It's like because when the Kevin Costner movie came out, they put on hold. I liked it. It's supposed to be like 4 parts or whatever it is. She didn't like it because it was like 4 different things going on. And like I said, again, it took me like 15, 20 minutes. I go, oh, I see what they're doing. They're doing all kinds of things. I like that. I like that they, even in Logmire, I've watched 4 episodes. They keep showing flashbacks to something, and I still don't know what it's going. Obviously, it's going to play later on, but you don't know what is going on. Yeah, I like flashback if they're done right.
Well, correctly, and I feel like the ones that I've seen,
Jack's gonna love the fucking show. He's gonna love it. Like I just know for a fact that you're gonna get into it, and you're gonna love characters. You're gonna love like how they brought to put this storyline together.
There are.
I will watch it tomorrow night when Cindy gets done with her whatever she's watching.
There are certain elements that, because it's almost like you're getting just like a little sliver of this world in each episode, because there are certain things that are introduced, or there are certain things that, as they peel back the curtain, you're like, oh, like even characters that I see in the first episode that I'm just like, oh, this is just a nice, kind, church-going person.
I'll ask, do you think the reason it failed to gain traction was because the title of the show?
No, I don't think. I think
I didn't know. I didn't know what Hills meant.
It was on Stars, or like no one has fucking Stars,
right?
Yeah,
it's the RC Cola, man.
So. I'm just saying, because you go back to shows like Terrors, the dog show,
Terriers.
It also might just be
nobody knew what that show was about, and that was a great fucking show that nobody watched.
I think too, also just like wrestling has a certain connotation. So like even me, like I'm just mildly like, I don't know. I'm just not like a wrestling guy, but I did like Glow. So I'll go ahead and give this a shot.
Well,
I like these actors.
Glow had great nudity, and it was great story, and it was funny.
Sure. And I liked those but same thing here. It's just more, I think, like I said, and Chris also said before in his recommendation, more on that, I guess, Friday Night Lights, kind of small town.
I love Friday Night Lights. I guess
Jack's gonna fucking get a boner for this show.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting though is that I didn't realize this.
I'll watch it
after the fact, but you remember in season 1, one of the wrestlers, I forgot, it was Apocalypse, I think it was. The big huge black dude.
Yep.
That's James Harrison.
Oh yeah, I remember I said James Harrison's in it.
Yeah, I go. He's a linebacker. He played for the Patriots at the end of his career before he retired.
He was a Steeler,
Pittsburgh Steeler for a long time.
He literally killed people.
Yeah. Yeah. So I didn't
that's why he's called Apocalypse.
But
actually, Google Chad Ochocinco and James Harrison.
He played here too. Ocho.
because Harrison was built like picture me in the NFL.
Well, they definitely they show you that some athletes aren't as smart as others.
Yeah.
they but anyway, you'll enjoy the show. And for anybody else that's out there, that's
So you're saying
You're gonna
James
love it.
Harrison
Check
is
it out.
you're saying
I
James Harrison
enjoyed
is
it.
stupid?
no,
What
I'm
if
not
he's-
saying
what
that.
if
I'm
he-
saying
what
No,
if
some
he's
of the-
actually quite wizened. In
I'm,
this show.
Okay.
Like
I'm-
he's like a sage. He's like a sage-ish.
He was
character.
a scary dude.
I'm referencing more of a scene in which he's talking to another person, and also the moment in which I was basically
he's
like,
talking with the others.
there was a moment where these two characters are talking. I'm trying not to spoil anybody on any of this.
Does he do a good job acting?
Yeah.
I mean, of
Yeah.
course, the director's not going to say anything else because dude's ripped, man.
I think you shouldn't say anything else because we got to take another commercial break. Okay.
So what were you
Welcome.
trying to say, Matt?
I fucking forget now, so it doesn't even matter.
I frickin' forget.
Yeah. Anyway,
Frickin' forget.
So check it out. It's awesome. I think
I think it was the
know
moment
for
that
sure
I
Jackson will love
basically
it.
broke down and texted you. Basically,
Yeah,
there was a
okay,
moment
all
that
right.
I was like, oh, this
Okay,
guy's
when
an
I'm watching
idiot.
it, do I have to text anyone? Because no one ever
That-
texts.
no, I didn't want to text the blow up the group because I just was,
I'm
and I
just
didn't want to
fucking-
spoil you because I'm just like, hey,
Randy
this
asked, "Where's
this
Nick?"
guy
Yes,
is
we've
an
been banned.
idiot, but he's a lovable idiot, basically. So
Yeah.
anyway, where is Nick? No, he has not been banned.
Randy was in the Survivor chat.
Randy, Nick is preparing for the next January 6th. So
No, why?
that's out of the bag. That's out of the bag.
I'm not getting involved in this. I
Hold on a second. Like I forgot. Why is
I
he not
can't-
here?
He's work related.
Oh, it's
work
work shit.
work
Oh.
related.
Work related. Overthrow the government. Overthrow the government.
I mean, he.
Well,
I
his-
mean,
his-
Graphical application at a time.
to be fair,
we never
hold
talk
on,
about
I'm
his
gonna defend-
job
I'm
on the
gonna
show,
defend
but
Nick.
he
I'm gonna
he
defend
does
Nick
have
here.
access to some things that could really fuck.
I'm
some
going to
shit up.
defend Nick here.
Okay,
To be fair, his ancestors tried to overthrow the government, so why wouldn't he?
Nick would like
Jesus
this.
Christ.
Nick would like this show too because it takes place in the South. It's Georgia, you know.
George, but he's from Tennessee? Do they?
Well, I
they
mean,
like each other?
I
is it-
think
friction?
Stephen Amell's
No, it's Alabama and Tennessee.
because he's Canadian and he's got to do a Southern accent. So that is the one thing that helps
does he go,
differentiate him
What
from
you doing,
Arrows. is
eh?
He has more of a. Sometimes it comes and goes, but
Uh,
it's fine.
That's
So,
kind of frustrating. I
one-
remember in Sons of
one-
Anarchy. What's his name? Jax. He would the character.
Oh,
Jax.
I had this pulled up, so I gotta
Okay, go
share
ahead.
this too.
Oh,
I knew
Oh,
I knew I was gonna get Chris with that.
I
one,
do
so.
love her. She is gorgeous. She also played Elphaba in one of the productions of Wicked.
Oh,
off-Broadway.
really?
You're so wicked.
I pulled up Allison Luff. I think is her.
Yeah,
Is that her name?
She plays
she
the
is a
the
vision.
wife of Jack. Oh, by the way, one of the main characters is named Jack.
And how can you go wrong with that?
I
You'll
don't know.
find out.
Yeah, you're
Can't go-
gonna find out.
Oh,
All right. I
Jackson-
won't talk
so-
any more about
So you're
this.
saying Jack's an asshole?
No, I didn't
No?
say that.
No, but
Maybe
you're
he's a
saying,
heel.
Hmm?
oh,
Yeah.
oh, I like that. I like that little,
All right, enough about heels. Moving on.
Watch it.
Have you guys seen Longmire?
No.
Longmire.
I've
Longmire.
I've looked at that show to watch it because isn't Katie Sackhoff
Yeah,
on
she's
that?
in it.
Yeah. Mhm.
She plays a Cylon.
That I'm
Nice.
in.
Yeah.
I mean, if I've watched a show with a certain actor, I'm more likely to watch another show with that actor. I mean, so
Well, she's from Philadelphia. She was a cop in Philadelphia. Now I think is it Wyoming that
I
are
wonder
in?
who she's voting for.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's really good. The acting's really good. The storyline's really good. I mean, I think is it Wyoming?
Did you finish Dark Winds?
Yeah, I finished it.
Okay.
I liked it. What's funny, it was weird because the final episode, usually
Spoilers.
usually, well, I don't know, spoiler. I'm not gonna really spoil it. Usually they end it with, solving the crime, right?
Okay.
They solved the crime with like 20 minutes left to go, and they kind of go with
Mm.
what's happening in the lives of those people. And again,
That's
um,
cool. So there's a little
I-
bit more of an epilogue, you'd say?
yes, and it does end
I love that.
end where you like go, okay, that's a good ending, and if that's the way the series is going to end, I'm okay with it. Whereas some shows where they don't get that closure.
Randy's saying season 3 of Dark Winds may not be back until 2026.
Oh, 2026, really? I didn't know
Right.
it was even coming back
Yeah.
because the way they left it.
Right. Well,
But I'm glad I figured out.
they might be deported too, so we could not have the
That's
show
true.
again. So
Well, where else can they put them? They're already in hell. So,
Well.
but it's a show where I like the like I said, I'm glad I figured out it was the 70s because the moon landing on the moon, and one of them dated Elvis. I'm like going, okay, I why I didn't figure this out anyway, because one of the characters is wearing leisure suits. How I didn't figure out this was the 70s, and
Look.
one guy had tattoos, sleeves, all on his arm. So that's the
Native
70s,
American
right?
reservations in the 70s. Like, this show sounds like something I would watch. So
It
Jack,
is. It
I
is.
will
it-
watch your show once
It
I
is really
finish
good. But in
Heels.
Logmire, the star of Dark Winds, is in an episode of Logmire, and I'm like, oh,
No, you
okay.
get one show from me. I'm not in it. I'm not.
Hey,
you're
I'm not
hitting me with
saying you
another-
have to watch Logmire. I'm not saying. But Dark Winds, it's only 6 episodes a season.
Okay, I thought I remember you saying that too. So
They kind of get cheesy on the special effects. I mean, it's
Mhm.
kind of like, okay.
that's fine. But also, Heels only 8 episodes a season, so it's an
I'm
easier show.
going to stop Logmire and watch. I'm going to stop. I'm
It's
tired of
I'm
being.
you know what I'm doing? I'm log jamming your Logmire.
Stop pressuring me. Stop pressuring me, because I will
Okay.
back off. I will say no. I will not watch it. By the way,
Anyway.
what's his name? Stephen Armel. Armel. What's his name?
ML.
ML. Yeah.
Amel.
Mhm.
Again, he blasted Dean Spanos and defended the San Diego fans. So
So you got it. You got to go to bat.
I got a friend in me.
Yeah.
I did notice with my Cheers rewatch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching Cheers first season. It's funny how Norm's character they had him pegged from the beginning. His character never really changed in any way. He was,
He never really grows.
his
Anyway,
wife,
there's no
he didn't
character.
like his wife. He's made jokes about his wife. He was walk in, Norm, he had the Norm, and Vera.
Mhm.
And of course, Diane would go, Norman. She always had to be different. But
Right.
Cliff wasn't supposed to be Cliff wasn't supposed to be a regular character. But when at first he's just a normal, but then he starts doing the know-it-all stuff, but he wasn't the obnoxious know-it-all. Right now he's not the obnoxious know-it-all. Where he's part of it.
Oh,
it's
right.
where
Yeah,
it's
he's
the
more.
joke.
Yeah.
He's more he's really giving real knowledge.
There's more of those side characters too. I think when I rewatch, you kind of notice him in the background because there's the old guy too in the bar in the earlier seasons.
Well,
Remember?
that's Rhea Perlman's dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're talking about the old guy who sat in the on the end of the bar.
Mm-hmm. And he
Not
would
Norm.
say things randomly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Rhea Perlman's dad.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
didn't realize Rhea Perlman's sister wrote some of the episodes.
Oh, no
Oh,
shit.
really? Huh.
I did because I was watching it last night, and I go, written by not Rhea Perlman, it's written by something Perlman. I went, I wonder if they're related. God damn, they're related.
Wow.
Such a good show.
It is a good show. It's funny though. I can't wait to get this season. Like, when does Diane leave?
3?
4.
4. I can't.
The end of
'cause
3 into 4?
and I like Shelley Long.
Yeah.
I like Shelley Long, but the will they, won't they crap. I mean, it's just like, okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just go ahead and fuck
Yeah.
already. I get it. You like each other.
I
Mhm.
didn't like her character at all.
No. Well, because Christy Alley was better in the show. Really took off with. It was successful with Shelley Long. You can't go wrong with that.
Right.
Well,
I will say though, before we go too far off of TVs and movies,
Sure, no,
but so I heard a little bit of casting news and potential filming information for a book that I fucking love by Andy Weir, who also is the author of The Martian.
Okay.
You remember The Martian with Matt Damon?
Matt Damon, yeah, he was stranded on Mars.
Yep,
by himself.
Great movie.
Martian. Mm-hmm.
But Andy Weir had another novel that he wrote called Project Hail Mary, and
football movie.
Nope,
no,
not quite. I don't want to spoil too much of it, but it's kind of an end of days ish.
I love that.
But for kids.
All right, you got me sold. I love the end of day movies.
Do you really?
I do.
It's like a doomsday-ish.
I've always, for whatever reason, I've always liked the doomsday, like Planet of the Apes.
It's a fucking amazing book, and I read it and I also listened to it. Both are awesome. I recommend definitely.
What's it called?
To it. Project Hail Mary.
Project Hail Mary.
It's a really, really
Mother
good book.
Grace.
So if you listen to audiobooks, definitely check it out.
Lord, hear our prayers.
But I got some casting news. It's interesting having read and listened to the book and then seeing who they cast. It is a completely different picture that I had of the cast of it, but at least for the lead character, which is gonna be Ryan Gosling's gonna be the lead.
Oh, right, you can't go wrong with Ryan. I'm in love with Ryan Gosling ever since The Fall Guy.
And Miliana Vantrib. I don't know if you know who that is.
I don't know.
I just butchered the fuck out of her name, and I'm sorry if you're listening.
It was beautiful though.
She's the she was the AT&T spokeswoman.
Oh, her.
Yep.
I know who she is.
Yep. She's in it.
Très
bien, as they would say.
Très bien, indeed.
She's blessed. Let's say.
Yeah,
that's what we used to say.
I did not. I didn't even know that. I want to separate myself from everything that Jack has said. But anyway,
she's blessed. I mean, she's
okay. So the
I will look it up later.
Movie or the book / audiobook is super entertaining. So if you're in a car ride and you need something to listen to, check it out, and you'll get excited because the movie, I can only imagine, it's gonna be awesome.
How do you know I'm not into the world stuff, Matt? I mean, I'm talking about it all the time.
I don't know. I couldn't put
it's like Fallout. When Fallout, you guys were talking about it. I said, well, what's about End of the World? I'm in. That's all you have to say is End of the World. I'm in. I don't know why I
read this book.
I will, I will think about it.
Speaking of reading, I
don't have time to read. I got grandkids. I mean,
listen to
crazy.
It. Listen to it when you're driving.
Speaking of reading and audiobooks. Well, this is what I do: is I'll put on an audiobook at night, actually, to listen to right before bed. Or as I'm laying there in bed. I'll just kind of set.
Matt, you're the best. Matt, you're the best. Matt, come on, Matt. Is that the book you're watching?
The greatest thing about being producer is you have ultimate control. Like you don't even get you don't even have to mute someone. You can just be like, be gone. Be gone. He's probably flipping me off stage here, but the book that I was trying to talk about though was the fact that I've been listening to
Blessed, just like Matt and Arnold Palmer.
Look, let's just remove him again. So I finished The Hobbit. I think I already maybe had mentioned that already, but I finished The Hobbit.
Nice.
And now I'm on to the Lord of the Rings, and Fellowship. And so I've started as much, but the nice thing about reading and listening to the audiobook is that sometimes I'll listen ahead, and then as I'm reading, I kind of catch up, or vice versa. And it's just kind of we'll welcome our guest Jack back into the show. Who
Randy
doesn't give a
said
shit
it,
about
not me.
Lord of the Rings.
I was reading what Randy said.
Yeah, we don't need to,
because we found out Arnold Palmer doesn't need a club.
I guess
I
so.
can't fucking believe he actually said that too.
I mean,
it's-
what the fuck, man?
You know what I
Like,
say?
for fuck's sake.
Don't go chasing
I
waterfalls.
showered with him. Dude had a big
Sure.
dick.
Yeah. Well, he probably took a golden
Vote
shower
for me.
underneath that. Yeah.
Vote for me.
Does anybody remember the golden showers thing? Because I do. Anyway, you see these cool little cups here? So my son's been going crazy with the 3D printer lately. He's been
You have a 3D printer?
Yeah, we got a 3D printer, and we had done a few things, but
That's pretty cool.
Everest has been he's gotten into, well, he's taking an engineering class in high school
that's
right
nice.
now, and so he's very excited and learning some.
That's
some-
awesome.
My brother-in-law had
So-
my son-in-law has 2 printers. He's printing shit all the time.
Now is he designing and like creating those cups, or is he like just finding files and just fucking
No,
printing?
we found files before, earlier on, but we were having some trouble. But and then we've had some minor successes, but now he designed that or what
That's
have
cool.
you. So, and then right now, and this is just totally him. He's designing Sting, the blade
Awesome.
from from Lord of the
what?
Rings.
Oh, Lord.
From Lord of the Rings. He's
Okay.
he's designing Sting. So
That's awesome.
he's
on his own.
so- on his own.
All right.
So that tells you where his priorities are right now.
Well, it,
so-
it can't be easy to.
He's
design.
almost done with 2 towers. He's just cruising right along, and I'm way behind, but he's excited that I'm reading it and we're catching up. So
Just to kind of tie into the Lord of the Rings, I'm fucking like getting back into it, man.
did you enjoy season 2? Did you
I
enjoy
did.
season
I
2?
did. I really did.
I did.
It's what was interesting is that there's a couple of those moments where I was just like, oh, smile on my face. Like this is like
Mhm.
bringing back some like
What
memories
on your
and
face?
stuff. Smile.
Oh,
Like,
smile.
Yeah, I mentioned last week seeing Tom Bombadil.
Yeah.
Whatever. I use the
Right.
initials. I didn't want to spoil it, but
Sure.
at this point, whatever. That was just really, really cool. And
Yeah,
then-
no, his character for sure, and
Yeah.
even with some of the things that happen
right,
elsewhere, yeah,
right, yeah,
like
yeah.
it's
And
just so perfect.
it was so cool to see. And then like
Well done.
I finished it actually earlier today, and I was introduced to Narsil, or the origin story of Narsil, which is the sword that sliced the ring off of Sauron's
Yes,
hand.
yes,
And that was just really kind of cool to see.
the same sword that we see
Please
Aragon
slice my ring off.
get in
Right.
in
Slice my
Return of the
ring
King.
off.
Yeah, Jack.
I can't get the damn thing
Give me your
off.
Narsil now.
Please. I can't get the damn thing off. Anyway, go ahead.
But it was.
I'm
it was
just kidding,
really-
of course.
yeah, he drops. his
Take
hand.
my life, please.
But
That's
it was just really cool to kind of see that I think they did such a good job of like putting enough connective tissue there without having it be like, hey, remember this shit from Lord of the Rings? Remember this from Lord of the Rings? Like
Right.
they did their own story, which I thought was really good, but they did such a good job of just, I don't know. They just had the right amounts of stuff. And that's the best way I can kind of say
Yeah.
it.
And
What
they
I thought was
do-
pretty
they
incredible
do-
is in season
Yeah.
2, like there's 2 main characters that we've learned about, right?
Mhm.
And by the time we get to season 2, you're like, okay, so what's this going to turn into for these 2 characters? And after watching it, I was like, they fucking sat in the same room together the entire season.
Hmm.
And I was like, but that story was so good. They
Yeah.
didn't have any contact with any of the cast. Like, it
Right,
was just
that's true.
it was just the 2 of them. in the
Right,
room.
that's
That's
true.
got to be hard to like a
Yeah,
cast,
but, like,
final.
I'm sitting there,
casting,
I'm like,
you know.
that was their entire fucking season, and it was
Mm.
done so well.
Yeah.
The acting there was incredible. And you never felt like it wasn't, it was, they were like, I don't know, that had to be amazing to produce, but like at the same time, they did a phenomenal job. I thought overall, I think the, Rings of Power season 1
Hmm.
nah, whatever.
Yeah.
Season 2 is really great. And
Season 1, that side story. There's a side story
Yeah.
with the elf and the
Yeah.
elf, like the orc prison. Like it just
yeah,
doesn't really
got like a
go
video game.
anywhere. Yeah, it doesn't. It
Yeah.
doesn't do anything. And if anything, that side quest brings down the potency
It
of
did.
what could have been an even better, stronger season.
Um,
But anyway,
But what's
digress.
interesting though too is and I'm not gonna say spoil anything by saying this, but like I guess maybe I'm just ignorant to the fact, right? Number one, I didn't know this. Number two, maybe I'm not sure if was this part of the new canon that they're creating. I don't know this either, but they kind of revealed that what Lord of the Rings means
Mhm.
and who the Lord of the Rings actually is.
Right.
And I never thought of it the way that they presented it. Now, let me ask you, Matt, is that something that's always been like a known?
I don't
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I just
I think
assumed
so.
I just assumed as much. I just always but I don't know. Like I feel like
I feel like
I feel like Lord of the Rings is such a large thing that as I approach it, I feel like a tiny hobbit, I'm just kind of like
it was
still-
I don't know. It took me
But-
back. Nick, if you're listening, I want your opinion on this because he's kind of a similarian
He's-
of in humor.
I hated it.
well, he's not gonna watch it and
No, but like
and,
the concept of
to
who
his-
the Lord of the Rings actually is.
Sure.
I never thought of the title
It was
Right.
General Lee.
as referencing an individual. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Miami Mike says the Lord of the Rings is Tom Brady, right?
Well,
Sure
Hey, can we
is.
talk about
Can't-
Tom Brady
can't-
for a second?
Sure.
Well, no, just one more thing.
Okay.
Canon-
okay.
No, canon or not canon, it's enjoyable. It's an
Yeah.
enjoyable show. And I feel like sorry, Nick, I just feel like your dismissal of it. Like just give it
Yeah,
a chance.
Nick.
Just
Nick's an
see.
asshole.
No, I just
He should be off
um,
this show.
no, sometimes I feel like he gets curmudgeonly, like
Because Nick
know.
is a stickler for
He's a purist.
purists. I mean, it has to be.
but Lord of the Rings,
He doesn't like it to
movies
veer off in any
themselves,
direct. It has to be
those
the way
themselves
it's supposed to
are
be.
so out of whack, like
But you know-
there are inconsistencies and big huge time jumps that don't happen and
But that's
characters
that's-
that don't
but
appear and
how long you been
So-
podcasting with Nick?
sure, right. Mhm.
He's not going to change.
Yeah, okay.
I like Nick.
Don't go chasing waterfalls, I guess,
Don't go. Well, Randy brought it up. Tom Brady, as an announcer, never shuts up. Talking over plays. As I don't know if you've listened, Chris, as a Tom Brady fan.
I haven't.
I watched the Niners Kansas City game. I hadn't watched a game with Tom Brady yet. In fact, it's funny. It's like 10 minutes. I go, who is this goddamn announcer? He's terrible. It turned out it was. I didn't know it was Tom Brady. I go, he is not. I think he's trying to be too. I don't know what the word I'm looking for. Like, how
Coachy.
Romo came in and was just like so.
Bringing the
Changed-
insight from the front line.
Exactly. Tom Brady. First, he's not funny.
Mm.
Tom Brady's just not funny. You're a great quarterback. You're not funny. Stop trying to make jokes.
He's no Peyton Manning.
He's no Peyton Manning is funny. I mean,
Well, I
Peyton
mean,
Manning
him,
is fucking
him and
funny.
his brother, they could do it together.
yeah, I mean,
like
even
they actually had a.
he makes
whole-
Eli
and-
Manning. Brady is. I mean, Manning is so good. Peyton Manning. He makes his brother look interesting.
right, and they did a
Eli's
little
a
bit with that
doofus.
with Monday Night
But
Football.
he is
Oh.
horrible. I mean,
Hmm.
I can't believe. First, I don't know why you pay someone $34 million a year to broadcast. Is anyone going, oh, Tom Brady's doing the game? I got to watch the Chiefs and 49ers. Nobody's, I mean, I
Do you
get you
think-
want
do
to
you
have
think-
I think you got a New England market watching more football outside of the New England Patriots for sure.
well, maybe, but he's
is,
terrible.
is Giselle like, oh yes, now that people are finally waking up to what I've had to put up with.
That's why I left him. He's terrible. I mean, I feel bad because it's Tom Brady. I mean, I didn't like him as a player because he kept my Chargers from
winning that
a
one Super Bowl,
and
yeah,
to keep him in San
2000.
Diego. So
Mhm.
fuck you, Tom Brady. But he's the greatest of all time until Patrick Mahomes wins a few more Super Bowls. But it's just like, I go, what were they thinking? I mean, they had what's his name, the guy from the Cowboys, the tight end, had to take a huge pay cut because of Tom Brady.
Mm.
Because Tom Brady passed on it. What was the? Come on, Randy. Who's come on, Miami Mike.
Wexler?
No, he did a great job. He was great.
Chris is now like, oh my god.
I mean, I'm not doing this to bash Tom Brady.
Sure.
Yeah, I think he's trying too hard. Like there was a thing where he was trying to make a joke, and the play was going on, and I go, okay, drop it, Tom, drop it. You're not funny. And this it has no. And he tries to make these, it's like a simple play. Oh, they ran to the left. This is what they were doing. No, it's just a simple play. Don't make it something it's not. Greg Olsen was the best. He's better than Tom Brady. He should be the guy, but he had to take a huge pay cut because now he's not the main guy. I don't own Fox, but Tom Brady should just work on making the Raiders competitive because he's not a good announcer. I mean, if you can get $34 million a year for what he does, that's gravy. Yeah, the Olsen twins. But I'm not like I said, I hadn't listened to a game he had done. I didn't even know who it was, and I went, oh, that's Tom Brady. Oh my God, he's bad. He's bad. But anyway, it is what it is. And I know Matt wants to hear a grandparent story. I forgot to tell this a week ago. I'm in the car. I have Alex in the car, and he said something about, he likes Gigi the best or whatever, my wife. And I said,
oh wow, really?
That's just, I thought we were buddies. I thought we were friends. I thought we were like this, Alex, you and me, we're on the same. That's going on and on and on. I go, but now you're going to make me cry. He goes, you're going to cry because you're delicate. I go, fair enough. What 6-year-old uses the word delicate?
I don't know, but
I don't know.
That seemed pretty cruel.
It seemed pretty cruel, but I go, well, you're not wrong.
Did he throw you a pack of tissues?
No. If he had them, I'm sure he would have. Alex,
Chris, just right over your head there.
Alex, he's probably watching.
I was actually. To be truthful,
you're on a deep dive.
I will admit this. I just started Googling like mad to see if Greg Olsen was indeed the Olsen twins' uncle from what fucking Randy posted.
Look at
like no fucking way.
Thanks, Randy, for fucking up the show.
Thanks, Randy, for just derailing the show.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you have to go sleep?
I've never fucking like Googled something so fast before in my life. That can't be.
But Alex is that guy. He's a loving kid, but he can just rip your heart out without thinking about it. He just has that kind of, and he's like 6 going on 30. He's an old man. I mean, his vocabulary is really, it's like sometimes I don't even know what he's talking about.
That can be like my son sometimes. I feel like it's like he can be an old man about certain things. So,
but aren't you like an older man?
Me? No, I'm young. I'm still young.
So does he get it from his wife? I mean, your wife?
His wife, yeah.
His wife.
Yes.
He's secretly married.
Real quick, other shows that I've been watching, Agatha All Along. I've been watching that. They just had, I don't know if it's the 6th or 7th episode. I don't know what number we're on, but it was amazing. It's like if you know what I'm talking about.
What's
if
it called?
Watch the show, the most
What's
recent
it called?
one.
Agatha what?
Agatha All Along. Have you watched any?
I've never heard of it.
I haven't. Jack, did you ever see what was the
WandaVision?
WandaVision. You watched? Did you?
Yeah,
watch
I watched WandaVision. Yeah.
So Agatha, which was the
she's kind of her nemesis.
The nemesis.
Yeah.
She's
Nemesis
the neighbor,
witch.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that Agatha All Along is a spin-off show for her.
Okay.
It kind of picks up after certain events have happened, and it almost feels like she's still living in West.
Is Greg Olsen on the show?
I don't believe so.
Okay,
I don't
the
believe
uncle.
so.
How about his
Okay.
nieces? His two
No
they on
nieces
there?
left.
3 nieces actually.
You
There-
got it,
Chris-
dude.
Chris Olsen.
You got it, dude.
And then there's a bunch of shows that are coming back. Lower Decks, if you're a Star Trek fan, Lower Decks is back. It is the final 5th season.
I thought it was Lower
So,
Decks. So
no,
you did a
it is
rewatch
not.
of all the Star Trek shows. So
Yeah,
you've
I
seen
did.
it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And one
I've
of
never
the
even
reasons
heard of Lower Decks.
one of the reasons that I started that rewatch was watching Lower Decks. You don't even have to know that much about Star Trek to watch that show. You can know this much about it. It is funny. And I think one of
Is
the
it a comedy?
animators, I think it's one of the animators
Oh, it's a
from
it's a
it's a comedy. It's a little bit more teen adult kind of humor as far as that goes. As far as a cartoon goes, it's not like a hey kids like
Futurama level.
yeah, exactly. I mean, and one of the guys from Rick and Morty, I believe, like worked on it or had some hand in it. So, but anyway, they're finishing up 5th season. It's really funny, and then Abbott Elementary just started their new season.
I got
that
to start.
show.
I've never watched that. Cindy watched it without me.
It is enjoyable. It is an enjoyable show. So I think for teacher,
They say it's the
related.
best show that nobody's watching, kind of like the Friday Night Lights.
It's definitely like, I mean, I think for the sitcom, if we're talking about the eras of sitcom, it definitely borrows a bit from The Office. And I know that the writer has also mentioned that the two main characters are kind of loosely based off of Liz Lemon and Jack Donaghy or their relationship. So she's also a 30 Rock fan. But it has its own thing and it has its own heart. So
I want to watch it. Like I said, again, Cindy will start it without me, so I kind of felt, excluded. So.
Well, anyway, those are my plugs that of the shows that I'm watching.
Are you caught up with Ghost?
No, I just saw that. Like, didn't it? Is the new
first
season
episode just came out?
Okay. So I will be watching that on Paramount for sure. So new shows, it's the fall. So it's what's happening. So lots.
I like Ghost. That's the other than it's the only show I watch that's not reality on network TV.
Okay, well, I mean, I feel like that same way about Abbott Elementary. So I think they're in the same conversation. So anyway, we're keeping it short tonight. We'll be back in a couple weeks. I want to thank.
It'll be just 1 week for everybody else.
Probably just one. Yeah, exactly. It'll be just 1 week for everybody else. We'll be back here on a Thursday.
Maybe Nick the Communist will be back.
Maybe. And if you have anything to send in,
I can't even say it.
What? I don't.
I can't say it out loud.
Come on, say it. Say it. No one's listening at this point.
You know when I come up with those things, I'm like, that was fucking a great name of something.
Halloween. Yeah, we're not recording on Halloween, Randy. So
we're not because it's too scary.
It is. So anyway, if you want to send us an email, send it to rcadcast@gmail.com. And if we could only name the show or the episode.
I think that should be the title of the show.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I mean, he's not here to make the title, so
Chris is good at titles. I mean,
yeah, he's really good. And if you want to know,
just fucking came into my head, and I was like, "Ooh!" That's like, you see, I like jumped in my seat when
I can't say that, but I'll put it in the private chat, and Jack will laugh at it.
If you've made it this far into this podcast, you know that Chris has just woken up. So, and titled the episode. Anyway, send us an email, rcadcast@gmail.com. Go over to Jack.com and become a patron. Help us out. There's a few patrons that make this show possible. Eckhart Richter, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with the Plan, and Ed the Creepy Cool Letter Carrier. I'm not doing that tonight, Jack. Thanks a lot. Thanks for what you did. Thanks for everybody that showed up in the live chat tonight.
Thank you, Randy, for doing both the Survivor podcast,
Priest,
and this one.
And this one.
The name of
anyway. Before Jack derails the show any further, good night, folks.
Thanks, Miami Mike, for joining us.